called In This Skin. So we're all in our own skins here, and we're just going to think about the skin a little bit and what it does for us and what we live in as we go through the class. So we're taking Vishnu Mudra if you're comfortable for our breath practice, but first of all, just close your eyes and just take a few breaths, starting to control the breath and noticing the movement in your skin as you breathe, and noticing the heat in your skin. Maybe notice the internal layer of skin inside your nostrils. I don't know if that's technically called skin, but notice the heat in your nostrils through your breath. Maybe the heat in your hands as they're sitting on your knees. Maybe the feeling of the air touching your skin. Maybe it feels a little stretched in places. Notice how it's compliant in your movement and position here, and how it's supple in the way it can bend around your knees, etc. And it's strong as well. It holds its position. I know your bones and muscles are doing that for you too, but your skin helps with all of that. It's the tissue that holds it all together. So then, if you're comfortable, now take Vishnu Mudra, which is where your two fingers are placed gently on your third eye, and your ring finger and baby finger are tucked in. If that's not comfortable for you, then just breathe holding your nostrils as I say to place them. Okay, so it's ring finger for your left nostril, thumb for your right nostril here. So begin to breathe in through both nostrils and out through both nostrils, taking the breath right down. Forget the fingers and thumbs at the moment, just breathe. Slow the breath down to your count of 4 in, and then your count of 4 out. And when you're ready, we're going to close off the left nostril and breathe in through our right nostril. And then close off the right nostril with the thumb and breathe out through the left nostril. And then it's in through the left and out through the right. So it's that little cycle. So it's now in right, out left, in left, out right. So just continue with that cycle, maybe with your eyes closed, thinking of a little circle there as you breathe in and out might help you to keep that rhythm going. Just continuing to breathe, and once you get that rhythm, go back to focus on your skin again. So we can multitask here, we can breathe. If you lose the pattern, don't worry, just go back to the start again with breathing in through your right nostril. But feel the touch of your thumb and finger on your nostril, on the outside of your nostrils. That connection of skin to skin as you do this. That placement of skin to skin is reminding you what to do in this rhythm. The skin is full of sensory nerves, remember, so it's telling us about what we are doing, it's telling us about what the outside world is doing, and it's telling our body how to react to that, to both what we are doing and the outside world. It's our largest, fastest growing organ. And the outside of your skin, the epidermis, the top layer, there's 3 layers, remember, probably know this from biology. It's built a little bit like an armadillo's armour. It's so strong, it's a little bit like that armadillo's armour. It's waterproof, and yet it's permeable. It allows stuff out of you. Your sweat, for instance. So this epidermis on you, just continue to breathe while I give you a few more facts. The epidermis on you is replaced completely every month. So you literally are a different person on the outside every month. The cells change. Nobody notices it. You still look the same. Maybe as you get older, you do notice it, but that's because the cells are not reproducing quite as quickly or quite as ably. But you replace yourself on your outside layer every month. And every day we shed 1 million of the cells on our epidermis. So here's a couple of little thoughts just to finish your breath practice. Maybe you can let go of the breath now. Put your hands down when you're ready. Finish your round. And a couple of little thoughts before we move on. So we shed 1 million cells, as I say, every day. Half of your house dust is probably part of you or your family that is lying about now in your home. And I don't know who calculated it, but they reckon 1 million tons of dead skin dust is in the Earth's atmosphere. So a little bit gross, but stuff that we don't see is going on all the time with our skin, just to think of that. And we don't notice our skin very much. We think of ourselves inside, but don't think particularly about what the outside's doing. Okay, so if you need to change cross-leg, maybe come off your blocks as we start to move. If you're more comfortable on the block, then that's fine. We're just going to take a few shoulder movements here to warm up a little bit. So moving on the breath, if you're happy doing so. So we're going to breathe in, take the arms up above the head. It's stuff that we know, our skin knows what to do. It comes with us all the time. Exhaling, taking the arms down. Inhale, take the arms up above the head. Exhale, take the arms down. Next two, we're going to take our hands together at the top. Place skin to skin in Anjali Mudra. Inhale, take the arms up above. If I'm going a little bit fast or slow, take it in your own time. Hands together in Anjali Mudra, prayer hands, and gently exhale them back down to heart center. Feel the pressure on your skin as you do that. Take that one more time, arms up above the head. Hands into Anjali Mudra and gently bring it back down on the exhale. Pop your hands onto your knees now. Breathe in, feel the length of your spine, feel your skin stretch and strengthen there. Exhale, just sitting here. So take another breath, breathing in, pressing into your sit bones, lifting up and feel the movement through the skin, maybe in your back particularly. Exhale down. This time we're going to breathe in and then tuck our chins, tuck our bellies and just roll gently through the upper shoulders. Let your head go down, but keep the movement in the thoracic spine at the top just for the moment. Inhale, pressing through the sit bones, opening up the skin on the front of your body and raising up maybe into a little bit of a back bend, but don't feel you have to push too much. Exhaling, going back into our little forward fold roll there through our shoulders. Let the shoulders come with you a little bit. Sink down into your sit bones maybe. Exhale, inhale, sorry, rolling up, opening up, looking up a little bit through the eyelids, the thinnest skin in our body. And then release back down. Hand at the side now, your right hand down, left arm is coming up on the inhale, and we're taking a side bend of armpit to hip towards the right with your left hand up over your head. Inhaling up, exhaling down. As you do the next one, really think of what the skin's doing on the right side of your body here as it gathers together with the muscles. It's part of that support mechanism. It's not just your muscles holding you here. If your skin wasn't there, it would all be a bit floppy and pretty disgusting looking, to be honest. Okay, hand down. Take it on the other side. So hand down to support you or on your thigh. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, armpit to hip on the left side now, that contraction. Back up to the top in the inhale. One more to that side, thinking of the opposite side now. So the side that's stretching, the skin as you take your side bend, that's stretching from hip up to armpit and past it. Back up to the top. Hands come down. Pop your hands together now, clasp your hands. Rotate your wrists so that your hands face forward, so the palms of your hands are stretched now. And then inhale tall, and exhale, move the hands away from you. So just leaning forward at your hip flexors rather than rounding. Move the hands away so you fold in towards your thighs. Inhale, then move up and take the hands above your head if you're comfortable, or just in front of you. So taking them up to where you're comfortable. Exhale, move them forward again. So you're taking a semicircle as if you're going over the top of the hip flexors here, keeping a long front and back body. Inhale, taking them up again. Let's take one more of that nice stretch there. Thinking of where you can feel the stretch. So the stretch you associate with your muscles, but your skin's having to adapt to that stretch too. It's very, very supple, even at our age. It's very, very supple, this skin. So coming back up, I'm talking for myself there. It's rather rude of me to join you into it. Take the hands down then. Have a little circle through your shoulders if you need a little bit of a release there. Then we're going to take our side bend and twist. So when you're ready, right hand is your support, left hand comes up on your inhale. Exhale, side bend, armpit to hip. Stay over this time. As you inhale, roll that left shoulder back and open your face up towards that top corner. Roll forward on the exhale. Take one more roll. So inhaling, we roll, open and back. Maybe you can feel the stretch through your skin now, certainly through your muscles, but your skin's having to do the same thing. It's a little bit more pliable than your muscles. Come back up to the top. Exhale the arm down. So taking the arm up on the other side, exhaling over. Remember, armpit to hip. Feel that nice stretch on the antagonist side. And rolling when you're ready on inhale. Noticing if it feels easier or harder on this side. Maybe the skin's and the muscles not quite used to stretching on one side more than the other. Take two of those rolls on breath. Back to the front. Inhale, arm back up. Exhale, the arm down. One last movement through the shoulders. We're going to inhale tall. As you exhale, just gently take your shoulders, hands are on knees here, just allow your shoulders to rotate to the right. So think of the rotation, hold there and take a couple of breaths. So we've rotated to the right from the sit bones. You're allowing yourself to move from there. There's no stoppage in this movement. So it's like when we stand and the feet are on the floor. So feel the pressure through the skin of your sit bones as you press into that gently to raise up and see if you can get a little bit more rotation in, drawing that right shoulder back. Maybe your nose now wants to go to look over that shoulder. When you're ready, we're breathing in nice and tall and everything rotates back to the front from the crown downwards. Allow that rotation back through. Settle, and then when you're ready, we're inhaling tall and taking it the other way. So feel that movement between your skin maybe and the floor that you're sitting on. See if you can feel just tiny little movements in the skin as you move round to rotate to the left this time. Hold and breathe here. Feel the stretch through your skin across your belly, maybe here. Maybe across the back of your neck. Maybe you can ease it off and just move it gently. Let your nose come round. See if you can ease off that tension in the muscles by releasing the skin. Think of the skin releasing, smoothing it out. And then gently rotating, lifting and rotating back to the front. Put your hands behind you now. So do rotate your shoulders one at a time and take your hands and place them behind you, facing backwards if you can. If they're out to the side a little bit, it doesn't matter, but it's just to give yourself a little bit of stretch through your shoulders and also have some support there for the next movements we do. I'm going to move back a little bit here. excuse me, and then bring your feet up, hip distance apart on flat to the floor. So we're doing frog's legs now. So we're inhaling, as we take the floor, take the mat with me away from you, and then rotating, opening rather, and drawing the legs back in. So like a frog swimming. Legs go out together. I'm going to lift my feet off the floor a little bit because my mat's moving with me. Bring the feet back in. Take them out one more time. Rotate. Doesn't matter the size you do, it's just moving through the hips. Stop and go the other way now. So we're taking them out this time, together and in. If you want a bit of action across your stomach muscles here, you can take your feet off the floor. And notice you can probably feel bones and things here. You can feel things in my body certainly crunching. Don't think too much of the skin, but as I draw my knees back in and sit my feet back on the floor, look down at your knees and notice how stretchy that skin is now, because it doesn't normally look like that when you're standing up. Okay, so then windscreen wipers. So take your feet a little bit wider than hip distance maybe, and just release your hips off now. So this is good for the golf swing, Sarah, I think. Or are you not? I can't remember if you're not meant to move your hips. I probably do it the wrong way, whichever I do. Okay. And then we're going to come into seated pigeon. So figure of 4 basically. So left foot stays on the floor. I'm going to come forward a little bit here. And then take your right foot up and cross the foot, put it over your knee. If that's uncomfortable for you, keep that leg stretched out and just make the figure of 4 with your leg stretched out. Try not to press onto your knees though. Try and keep the weight of the foot either below the knee, if that's more comfortable for you, or above the knee on the thigh. It might be easier to get into it that way, and then draw your foot in and up. And the nearer that leg underneath comes to your bottom, then the more of a stretch you will feel. You might have to lean back a little bit with this one. So find your own position here, but what we're trying to do is get that same sensation in the hip that you find when you're in pigeon. So it's deep here inside underneath the side area of your hip. But it doesn't really matter, because as long as you're doing it and feel something comfortable in there, but feel something changing, then you're opening a part of your hip that probably doesn't get opened very often. So just take a few breaths here on that side. So your skin is, I'm getting out of it, I'm going to go this way while I look at my notes for you. The skin is 15% of your body weight. Quite a lot actually when you're thinking it. It averages about 9 pounds in people, and it's 2 square meters if you took it and laid it out flat on the floor. So quite a lot of it. You can see why it's the largest organ when you think of it that way. It contains 11 miles of blood vessel networks. So that could reach between Europe and Gibraltar. It's that sort of distance of blood vessels that are moving around, that are in your skin, moving your circulation around. You shed 9 pounds of skin every year. Average, these are. And 77 pounds in a lifetime. So a whole you is disappearing over your lifespan. Again, it's that epidermis thing. Okay, so swap legs now. So you might have to have a stretch out of the leg that you had folded. You might want to give it a shake, or maybe just do a half a windscreen wiper gently, and then move to the other leg. As I say, it might be easier to put your foot onto the thigh in position with the foot flexed, remember, to stop any torquing, and then draw that foot in, and then find how far you need to lean back to feel comfortable. And then what you're trying to think about is moving that folded knee a little bit more away from you. Keep that foot flexed, but as you move the knee away from you, you'll feel that engagement through that area in your hip that we're trying to put a little bit of more openness into. And then just find your breath. Maybe you can close your eyes. As I say, the eyelids are the thinnest skin on your body. So the thickest is your, as I say, palms and feet. And the thinnest is the eyelids. So losing a whole of ourselves, mathematically you might have spotted that didn't quite work out. £9 a year, £77 in a lifetime averages. But that's because as we get older, we don't lose so much skin because our cells just don't divide. We may lose the skin, it doesn't make it the same. Hence why we get a bit wrinkly, and it shows the time that we've been here on the earth. The skin doesn't, they don't understand it fully yet, why the skin cells stop dividing and renewing with age. They just don't understand age yet, the scientists, but we know that's what happens, that it does slow down that process of renewal. Our skin is very adjustable though throughout our life. Obviously, as we grow, it adjusts and grows with us, but once it's formed in our full shape, it can still adjust. So if you think of a pregnant woman, that's the biggest adjustment probably that it ever has to make. In such a short space of time, it goes up and comes back down. Some of us are left with little marks and war signs, but that's probably the biggest. But from the point of view of weight loss or gain, if you think of skin having to adjust to that, but that's why they say with dieting, take your time with losing weight, because if you lose weight too quickly, your skin can't keep up with that adjustment, and that's when all the not so good looking loose skin etc. appears. So the speed you lose weight at, and also the age you're at, your skin will not adjust quite as well when you're older if you lose weight too quickly, and it won't replace itself, or it won't go back to where it used to. Okay, so take that leg down, a little bit of a shake out, a little bit of movement there. I'm going to go back into quite a similar position in a minute. So we're going to come into rock the baby. So taking the right foot in, flexing that foot, and you can either then just tuck your arm under, or you can tuck it round. But the idea here is to try and find that leg almost in a Sukhasana position. You want it kind of with a knee dropping. Keep the foot flexed to save your knee from torquing, as I say. It stops it twisting the leg there. And then wherever you get to, all you're going to do is rock that baby. Going back to thinking of baby skin and how beautiful baby skin is. So perfect. No wrinkles that aren't meant to be there. A miracle, really, that has formed in such a short time. So your skin has its own circadian rhythm. It works with daylight and night, just the same as our sleep patterns, our circadian rhythm that our body works with. The skin has its own circadian rhythm. Just have a couple more breaths, having a little opener there, and then move to the other side. So before I go on to that, I found a funny word when I was looking at this. See if you'll probably remember these funny things. So rocking the other baby now, you've moved to the other side. The baby's fetuses start with webbed feet and hands. And the fingers and toes form about at 6 to 8 weeks in the womb. And this process where the fingers and toes separate, the webbing separates, is called apoptosis, which the word just amused me. So apoptosis is your word of the day. Try and fit it in somewhere. And that's when the cells die off in the webbing to separate the fingers and toes. Again, in a miraculous process. Even inside there, the body and the skin, particularly we're looking at here, is working and managing all these changes. And the baby's not formed fully yet. It's only 6 or 8 weeks old. So then popping the foot down. Come into happy baby now for a minute. So taking your right foot, half happy baby, finding some support with the other side, and take the right foot on the outside, or hold your trousers, or hold the back of that thigh, whichever's more comfortable for you. But what we're trying to do here is take that thigh and draw it back under our arm. Rather than towards your body, you're taking it outwards, remember. And then if you've got a hold of your foot or something that you can move, allow your foot just to stretch and draw back. And again, you can lean back a little bit here, and the other leg is just doing its own thing to support you. Take a few ins and outs. Doesn't need to be in the breath. If you want to do it nice and slowly on the breath, then please feel free. Try not to move too much through the hips here, trying to move the leg rather than the hips. So not moving on your sit bones is what I mean. And then pop that foot down and take the other side. So the skin's circadian rhythm I started to talk about. Basically, through the day, it's our protector, it shields us, we'll go into that in a second. But at night, it's when it repairs itself. So that's why sleep, again, is really important. That's why you can tell a person hasn't slept well by looking at the skin. And interestingly, all the moisturizers in the world that we use, most of them cannot get into your skin. There's no way that the molecules are small enough to get into your skin. So just get my husband to shut the door. Could you shut this door, Jeff, please? Okay. So you can moisturize. It will help. It will help keeping the moisture inside your skin, but it won't make much difference to you. Okay, drop that baby carefully. And then come over onto all fours when you're ready. You might need a shake out. On all fours, you can have a little shake out there as well. Placing hands and knees on the floor, the front of the feet. And then just sit back when you're ready into child's pose. Move back up into all fours. So exhaling when you're ready as you move backwards into child's pose. Doesn't need to go quite fully into child's pose. Inhaling back up. Take a couple of those. And then add in your cow pose as you come back up. So we're exhaling back into child's pose. And this time as we come back up, moving through and rolling through into cow. Take it easy, take it slowly. Your spine might need to adjust as well as your skin here. So back down into child's pose. Maybe you can take the elbows into the floor and roll through and up into cow. See if you're ready to move a little bit more fluidly here. Take your time, move with it. So we're using the thickest, one of the thickest parts of our skin here, our palms, to push down through and into and connect with the floor. And then come back into child's pose fully. So sit back onto your heels, arms are outstretched. See if you can just walk your hands about a hand further forward. And feel that stretch through the back of your body now, through your skin. If head's not quite to the floor, don't worry too much. And then having walked your hands forward, we're going to draw ourselves forward then. And then gently, elbows going backwards close to the side, we're going to take ourselves down to the floor. If you're happy to just stay there and do Cobra, then do so. If you want to come with me, we're going to breathe in, push into the palms of the hands, and take the sit bones back. So going back towards child pose, you won't quite reach it unless you've got very long arms. And then back down to the floor, stretched out. So you're moving child's pose, and then coming into not Pranayama, but you're moving down towards, so you'd be ready for Cobra. If you're just taking Cobra, take it nice and slowly. We're going to join you now Hands should be in the right position for Cobra. Legs can be a little bit wider if it's helpful for your lower back. Keep those elbows tucked in. Crown is stretching forward here. Breathe in. Contract through the back of the body as you lift up and open your heart towards the front of the mat. Take it easy. Keep that connection through your pelvic area to the floor. Lift your tummy off the floor. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Rolling up gently into a little bit of a baby cobra to start. Don't go too big too quickly. Feel the skin on your back this time as you breathe in and lift. And then next time, feel the skin on the front of your body as you breathe in and lift. Feel the heat in your palms this time as you breathe in and lift. If you've had enough of these and you've been doing too many cobras already in your eyes, then please stop and rest. So then coming back down, pushing back and coming back into Balasana, child's pose, and popping your head on your hands this time. Fold your arms under your head. Let your head go down onto it. Find that third eye spot. Have a little roll round it on the back of your hand there as you rest on your arms. And feel any parts of your skin now that feel really extended and expanded. So maybe the front of your ankles you can really feel opening. Maybe your armpits you can feel really opening. Front of your knees. Back of your hips. All that adjustment. And even when we're older, the skin's still able to adjust. If we keep it moving, if we keep ourselves mobile, not just the muscles that tighten, the skin gets inflexible. So the skin, as you just take a little rest here and breathe for a second, the skin is part of our immune system. So it detects and fights off pathogens, basically. It has an acid mantle or a coat of sweat and sebum, an oil on it, which contains antibacterial and antifungal substances to fight off any pathogens that are trying to get into us. And one of those part of that defense is called human defensin. The human defensin, which is a protein which apparently literally punches holes in bacteria. So think of those little soldiers all over your skin punching holes in anything that's coming towards them. Again, armadillo armor. Okay, so we're going to come up from this. Choice is to come up to all fours and just take a couple of cat-cows, or come with me and come up to what am I doing? Down dog. So tuck the toes if you're coming with me and come up to down dog. If you're coming into all fours, you know how to get there. And then just take cat-cow if you're on all fours. In down dog, walk the dog to start with. So rolling through those thick areas on the soles of your feet, lifting the heels off, stretching each sole of your foot. That thick skin is often quite hard to stretch, and it often tightens because of the muscles, etc. underneath it. We can get a lot of problems with the soles of our feet. The muscles not working may mean they collapse, but the feet are best, in my opinion, without shoes on. That's what we were made to do. So strengthening the skin on the sole of your feet is a very good thing to do. I know some people that cannot walk on little pebbles even because their skin's not been toughened up really. Maybe the nerves are nearer the end than mine are. Okay, and then in down dog, take a little twisted dog as well. Have a little stretch through the sides of your hips by rotating a little bit on each foot. And then everybody walk the hands towards each other, hands and feet towards each other, and if you're on all fours, you're going to come up now through a roll up. So find your way into the position for a roll up if you're on all fours. Everybody, really soft knees, really bent knees. And then trail the arms up the leg, open the eyes, look along the floor, take your time. You've been in an inversion there, remember, so we need to take our time, look along the floor, let the body adjust, let the eyes adjust, let the brain adjust to that movement. As you roll back up, opening out the palms, having a little stretch through the strong skin on your palms, and then releasing back into Tadasana. So stretching the palms here, having a little stretch out through the palms, and maybe a rock through your feet again, just to adjust to this different position while we're here. The thickest skin, as I say, are on our feet and palms, and if you notice a difference between some skin, so the feet and palms, for instance, no hair, so there's either hairy skin or not hairy skin on your body, two types. So the not hairy skin is called glabrous, not glamorous, but glabrous. Don't know quite why, but that's a word for your vocabulary if you're doing some crosswords. So no hairs on your skin is glabrous. Okay, so have a little shake through. Sunlight, vitamin D, we all know about vitamin D on strengthening our body and our bones. Great, coming through the skin, of course, to strengthen our body and bones. So we're going to do a sun salutation with that thought in mind. So come to the front of your mat. And when you're ready, we're going to take this on the breath. You know before we begin that you can take down dog or you can take all fours and rock back if you need to do that. You know you can take half plank if you don't want to take full plank. There's no need to push yourselves through this. It's just to enjoy the sun salutation and move your body, move the skin that you're in. So starting at the front of the mat in Tadasana, breathing in, taking the arms up above the head, really just having a nice big stretch through your side bodies there. Exhaling, take the arms down. Take one more of those. Maybe you can go into a little bit of a back bend if you want to here. So find your extension first and then look up towards that top corner. Take the shoulders and arms back a little bit. Take the arms back down. This time we're going to roll down or swan dive down into forward fold. Right near that mat. Right. Swan diving, if you're comfortable with it, softening the knees, going down really slowly, letting the body fall down into forward fold. And then hands to the floor or the thighs or the shins, wherever you need them, to reach out into half fold. And then exhale back into forward fold. Soften the knees each time you go into forward fold, and then stretch out on your inhale back into opening into half fold. So take one more of those, drawing down towards the floor with your crown. Inhaling as you open up your crown and reach it like a headlight forward. Draw the tummy up at that point. And then pop the hands down to the floor as you roll back down again. The exhale, inhale, take the right foot back and come into your version of low lunge. Knee can be under hip or it can be further back. When you're ready, we're going to inhale, we're going to take the arms up above the head, into an extension or a little bit of a back bend, wherever your skin feels happy moving to. Rolling back down. Take one more of those. Inhaling, arms up, looking up towards the sun. Thankful for that sun on our face. Sometimes it's a little bit hot at the moment though, isn't it? So hands come back to the floor. We're stepping back then into plank, half plank, whichever you'd rather. And then we're drawing ourselves down to the floor. Carefully, elbows tied to the side. Inhaling, untucking the toes, inhaling up into Cobra. And then exhaling back down to the floor. Coming up through to all fours or down dog. So breathing in, finding yourself wherever you're more comfortable. We're inhaling and we're taking our right leg up in split dog, or we're rocking back in all fours and taking our right foot forward into the opposite side of low lunge now. Adjust yourself, find your time, take your time to find where you are. Inhaling, we're taking the arms up above the head, extending, or a little bit of a back bend, maybe even. Taking 2 of those, so rolling back down, take the hands right down to the floor and move through the full semicircle again. Rolling up, opening up the front body, feeling the skin on the floor, knees on the floor, foot on the floor. Coming back down, we're stepping, oops, what did I do there? Yes, we're stepping the back foot forward into a forward fold again, and then raising up on an inhale, big sweep up, reach out, take the fingers, the tip of the fingers, the tip of the skin, the tip of you, right out and round. Hands together and Anjali Mudra back down through. So that was nice and slow on the breath. That's what we're going to do on the other side again now. So when you're ready, inhaling, arms come up above the head. Exhaling, down. Next one, we're going to go down, sweep up first of all, and sweep down into forward fold. Exhaling down into forward fold, rolling through, maybe the back of the legs are more open now. Inhaling into half fold, just take one of these this time. Exhaling back into forward fold, hands to the floor, step back with the left foot this time, find your low lunge. Inhaling, Anjali Asana, we're going to give it its full title. Exhaling down, just one of those this time, hands come to the floor, step back into plank, half plank, knees on the floor in half plank. Carefully drawing ourselves down to the floor, rolling up on an inhale into Cobra. Take your own time. If I'm going too fast, take your own time. You don't need to do it on the breath. Just find the movements. The breath will come with you. Tucking the toes, we're coming up into all fours or down dog. Inhaling the left leg up this time, raising up through, or rocking back in all fours. Stepping forward with the left foot, back knee drops into your low lunge again. Inhaling, take the arms up above the head, feel that reach and open. Exhaling, down to the floor with the hands, back foot steps forward into your forward fold. See if it's a little bit more open now. Just hang here for a second, see if you can press into the soles of your feet and open the skin in the back of the legs. And then we're going to find an inhale, soften the knees a little bit and sweep back up. Take your time, open your eyes, look along the floor, up the wall. Little bit of a back bend maybe to open up at the top there. Hands to Anjali Mudra, draw the hands down through and rest in Tadasana. Pardon me. Good. So, going back to the sunlight. In the epidermis, that top layer, we have melanocytes, which are the cells which make the pigment up in our skin. So that's what colours our skin. It's also where the melanin is, which it absorbs radiation. But it's not that good at it nowadays that we can go out without sunscreen. So just the thought for any of you with grandchildren or children is that they reckon if people use fat to 15 and above regularly in sunshine, whilst they're up to 18 years old, they've got an 80% less chance of getting skin cancer. So anybody with children and babies, it's really important to tell them to slap that sunscreen on them. Because that obviously the skin then builds up a resistance, I presume. Doesn't mean you don't use it after that, mind you. Okay, so take a roll down, back down to the floor when you're ready. Rolling down, and we're coming, when you hit the floor, not too hard hopefully, coming down, I'm going to sit in Dandasana. So seated with your legs in front of your feet flexed so that you feel that lift off the floor a little bit. Sit bones really grounded so that you can feel that lift through your spine. And shoulders should feel as if they're stacked on top of your hips. So from here, you can then, if you want to, we're going to move forward in this, but you can then, if you want to, bend your knees if you're going to move forward and it's more comfortable. But otherwise, find that lift from the sit bones, draw up through your crown. And we're thinking of that long front body. The skin is open and stretched almost on the front body here. And then we're going to move forward over your hip flexors. So find your hip flexors maybe with your fingers, and as if you're huddling over it, move forward with your head moving towards your feet rather than your knees. So long movement, this one. So really feel stretched out. Your head, your crown of your head is moving forward and out at a sort of, well, in my case, a 45-degree angle. So once you get to that point that you're comfortably folded, then tuck your chin, lift your belly a little bit to allow a little bit more movement there, and allow yourself to roll down through your spine. And maybe you can use your hands to support your head. If you put your elbows on your legs, and maybe use your palms of your hands, just support yourself in this position. Just hang out here for a couple of seconds. As I say, with your knees bent, it's a lot less powerful on your hamstrings and the back of your legs there, so you might find that more easeful. But here, just think of rolling through the spine on the back of the body, lifting the skin of the back upwards, so that everything feels a little bit more flexed. Can you feel tiny movement? You can often feel your clothes moving, but if you really think about it, you can feel your skin opening. You can feel as the muscles give, your skin goes with them and allows everything to fall. So your muscles move first and give, but your skin's still holding there until it says, right, that's okay, everything's in a settled, safe position, and I'm going to stretch with it and go with it. So that second layer of skin, just hang out here for a second. If you get uncomfortable and want to move up back to Dandasana, please do. Your second layer of skin, your dermis, tough sheath of connective tissue, that's the bulk of the skin. It's the most of the skin is that second layer. That's where all the support and the strength and suppleness comes to you. So all the movements we've taken, it's mainly the dermis that's allowing that movement. It's the suppleness we've found in the poses we've taken here. And that stays the same throughout your life. So that we've got to keep healthy, and that's kept healthy by moving, by exercise, by, it contains our blood, for instance. So if we keep our circulation moving, it keeps it healthy. It also contains our sweat and sebaceous glands, our proteins, our collagen and elastin. Sometimes when they go, you get a few wrinkles as you get older. You can't always replace the collagen and elastin with all these fancy moisturizers. Remember, they don't go through the skin. So, okay, then, gently use your hands now to support you and your skin as you sit back into your sit bones and roll up from the base of your spine very slowly. Take it easy. You've been in a full forward fold there for quite a little while. And then release back up to the top, and then come down onto your left side. Have we got time? No, we're going to go down onto our backs. Sorry, we've missed that little one out. Come down onto our backs. We're going to take the opposite movement from what we've just done. We're going to take bridge, so bring your feet in, hands to the floor. Take this really slowly because your spine's just been in the opposite position. So when you're ready, find the breath. Move through the feet, move the knees away from you, lift up through the hip flexors as you inhale and open up the front of your body. Feeling a little bit of a contraction in the back of your body as it lifts you, and then gently rolling back down through the spinal column. Taking it easy, feeling every little bit of skin as it touches back down on the floor. Take 2 more of those, taking it really easy on the breath, inhaling up. You can take the arms into it if you want to take a little bit more movement. Feel that skin stretching over the front of your thighs as you lift and open. Rolling back down. Take 1 more, rolling up. So we always think in yoga we're very attached to our joints and muscles and the movements that we do in the positioning. We don't really think about the skin too much, and we don't say place your skin here, do we? So when you come back down to the bottom, draw your knees in one at a time and come into Apanasana, our fetal shape again. Just have a little squeeze in of the thighs, coming towards you and then releasing. Inhaling as you release, exhaling as you draw the legs in if you're on the breath. So yeah, we don't really think too much about what the skin's doing for us as we move through any form of exercise, really, or any movement. We're not really thinking. The skin just comes with us. We don't think much about it. But it needs to be just as, if not more subtle than anything that's inside of it. It's a massive job that the skin has got to keep everything contained and everything safe. Okay, so then plop your feet on the floor one at a time, draw them away from you, come into 5-star then, have a really big stretch out in 5-star. So out, legs and arms out at an angle, spreading through the soles of the feet, spreading through the palms of the hands, reaching out as far as your skin will stretch you. And then drawing the hands back down to your sides, come into Shavasana just for a few moments more. To finish off class, have a little rest in this position. So we lose up to 2 cups of sweat a day. That's a fact for you to know. Some people can lose up to 3 litres an hour, believe it or not. So dehydration and rehydration in this weather particularly, really, really important, folks, to remember how much fluid you're losing and therefore how much you need to take in. This sip of water will not do. We need to start carrying bottles around like all the younger generation. And remember that water is rehydrating the whole of your inside, everything in your skin as well as your skin. And helps flush out the next amount of waste that needs to come out, remember, as well. So very important. Okay, so last little thought, a little poem I've written for you, thinking of our skin, just to leave you with. It's called In This Skin. In this skin I was formed, sheltered in the womb, my mother's own skin protecting me, her body sustaining me, and preparing me for life outside. In this skin, I was born the softest, most delicate of armour, connecting me to the new world around, sensing the first touch of warmth, tiny perfect creases on my fingers. In this skin I grew quickly and learned to stand on my own 2 feet, through scrapes and bruises teaching me lessons, hands reaching and exploring, and stretching from head to toe. In this skin I felt my first kiss, danced under the stars, lay in the sunshine, ran through the rain and laughed till I cried. In this skin I will grow old, watching it change, whilst I stay the same, knowing each line and wrinkle is a sign of a life lived happily in this skin. So for those of us that have to move on now, have a little stretch, a little rock and roll, do whatever you need to do just to move up through, back up to Sukhasana, our easy pose. And once you've found yourself there, in your skin, thank you for bringing yourself and your skin here today. Last little thought for the day, a really gross one. There are 14 types of fungi living between your toes. So there's something, that is the one you will remember today. You'll go now and wash them in the shower really hard, scrub them hard. Okay, so thank you everybody for your practice once more. Thank you for living in your skin and joining in with my skin here today. Thank you for all the practices we've had in the last 20 weeks. And we'll have a little break now, but see you very soon. Have a really nice summer and take care. And may the light in me always greet the light in you. Namaste.